Hey guys, just here with the dogs right now, okay, just chilling out. The dogs are off the lead, having fun. The question is, does anybody feel my pain? I keep getting, fuck's sake, whacked by Buddy and his ginormous stick. Okay, right, does anybody else have a dog that just absolutely loves sticks and will run past you and take you out with that stick without thinking? Yeah, look at the size of the stick that Buddy's got. Buddy, you got your stick? Give it in, mate. Yeah, he must have whacked me in the legs about 10 times already today. He's struggling, and here he comes again. Got to find a decent place to pick it up. But look, that is brutal. Okay, people want to talk about dog abuse. Okay, people want to talk about tools causing abuse. What about the abuse dogs cause to humans? Yeah, I've been beaten by this dog and his stick. Yeah, but it does bring me on to the next point. Okay, we're far too quick to label stuff as abusive. Use a prong collar, you must be abusive. Use an e-collar, it must be abusive. Use a head collar, it must be abusive. We're far too quick to say that we're abusing dogs, but I know many clients I go to and they look like domestic abuse victims. They've got bruises and cuts all up their arms. They've got injuries from being pulled over by their dogs. Oh, I thought that was Buddy then. I thought that was Buddy. He managed to miss me. Yeah. And then it brings me on to this unrealistic ideology of how we're meant to train dogs these days, how we mustn't discipline dogs, how we must often wait for the dog to stop doing something undesired and reward them for a more desirable behaviour. Yeah, a dog that mouths or a dog that bites. I went to see a Mastiff a little while ago. I got a video on my YouTube, and they had a purely positive trainer before us, and this dog was human aggressive. It was actually bit people. Yeah, and the advice was put a muzzle on the dog and let the dog attack you, and when it stops, reward it. Do you know how much that would hurt, guys? Yeah, with a muzzle on. A 50-kilo Mastiff running at you with a muzzle on. I've been hit in the face with a muzzle. I do actually really like muzzles. Muzzles are a really good tool, particularly if you've got a dog with bites. I've been whacked straight in the face. I'm thankful for that muzzle, because that muzzle would have protected me from having a bite. But didn't just listen to the notion. I saw in a group the other day, this way guys, I saw in a group the other day some advice where the dog's nipping at the child, jumping all over the child, and the advice on Facebook was get the child to stand still. This was from a positive only trainer as well, because I clicked on a profile. Get the child to stand still, okay, and wait for the dog to stop doing it, and then reward the dog. We're putting your child in danger, yeah? So we have gone so freaking loopy when it comes to dogs. Absolutely insane. Where it's all right for the dogs to yank our shoulders out of their socket, drag us across the floor because they've reacted to another dog and we can't control them on the lead. It's all right to allow a dog to jump up at us, as long as when it stops we reward the dog. Dogs putting their mouths all over us, cutting us with their paws, right? We are expected to accept the abuse from the dog, reward it when it stops, or try to teach an alternative behaviour in hopes it's going to stop. But this is where it gets interesting, guys, okay? Because the reality is, dogs are black and white. If something sucks for that dog, they're less likely to do it. If something's rewarding for that dog, they're more likely to do it, okay? And what the dog... Ow, you fuckwit! Whack me again. There's this actual abuse, okay? And I'm going to wait until Buddy goes past me without hitting me with a stick, and I'm going to reward him, yeah? So he knows not to hit me with that stick. Do you just understand how ridiculous that sounds, yeah? The stick is obviously something I don't care about, right? It's not hurting. He has no idea that he's hitting me with the stick. He's not doing it on purpose, okay? But if it was a problem, I'd just get him to drop the stick, and he will drop the stick. But again, if your dog didn't drop something, don't try and distract him with something else, like, here you go, have a biscuit instead. Correct the dog, yeah? Let the dog know that there's consequences, Yeah, so next time you say drop, the dog will think twice about it. The dog will be a lot more inclined to do it. Yeah, but people are so against the use of certain tools, certain methods, certain training ideologies, because they're worried they're going to hurt their dog. The whole time they are actually getting physically and mentally abused by their dog. Yeah, and the thing is, right, dogs don't grow out of behaviours, and dogs will continue to do what's rewarding for them. If a dog jumps up without consequence, it will continue to jump up. If a dog can put his mouth all over you, it will continue to do that, because the dog is obviously finding this stuff rewarding. Okay, we don't get to choose what's most rewarding to the dog. Sometimes you get a dog out there that hasn't been trained properly as a young pup, and is just far too out of control for your typical owner. We worked with a German Shepherd. Every time the owner touched it, it was mouthing them. It was a 10-month-old German Shepherd with adult teeth, but it was still behaving like a puppy because it was never taught. And of course, it comes from Dogs Trust, who have got world-class trainers, guys, best trainers in the world, right? And their advice to stop the dog mouthing, this way, Bruce, this way. Their advice to stop the dog mouthing was, come bud, was distract it. But guess what? The owners couldn't even touch their dog, right? And the owners ended up with bruises and cuts all over their arms where this dog is just mouthing. Yeah, and they're told, stick with it, be patient, the dog will eventually learn. All they wanted to do was stroke their fucking dog. Yeah, so, and again, I've got this on video because we record everything, because we're not one of these trainers that just tells you what to do. Yeah, we're not one of these trainers to go, but it's scientifically proven. We are actually back up everything we say with video evidence. So we've got this video, okay, of this German Shepherd, and this dog was your typical crazy pup, yeah, that had no boundaries. And guess what? We corrected that dog until it stopped mouthing. And when we touched the dog and it didn't mouth us, the dog got a fuss, yeah, because mouthing was more fun for that dog than the toys they were offering, the food they were offering. It just enjoyed hanging off its owners. Everything was a big game to this dog, okay? And we couldn't compete with that reward, so therefore, enter discipline. Do that, it sucks. And that's okay, guys. It's okay to do something that sucks for your dog. And do you know why? Because they do things that suck for us all the time. Yeah, if you've got bruises and cuts all up your arm, and you can't even touch your dog because it's turning you into a chew toy, don't think for a second or feel guilty for a second for correcting your dog. Just don't. Yeah? Don't. Ah, that one hurt. Got me with a corner. Yeah? Don't think for a second. Don't feel guilty. Do not sit there being abused by your dog, yeah, because you're worried that correcting it is going to be abusive. It's not. Many times these dogs that aren't listening, that are running around, doing whatever they like, jumping up on every person they see, jumping on every dog they see, mouthing, stealing things, up to no good. Many times these dogs are stressed, yeah, because they don't know how to switch off, so they're just coming up with way after way after way of trying to amuse themselves, and it's very stressful. Yeah, so help your dog, yeah, correct your dog. Doesn't make you abusive. Yeah, a simple correction, this way, a simple correction does not equal abuse. Okay, corrections aren't to hurt the dog, they are to discourage a behaviour that is unwanted. Yeah, and then when the dog offers you something that you like, make sure you reward that, guys, because rewarding a dog for behaviours that you like is extremely important. But it's also extremely important to teach a dog that undesirable behaviours also have a consequence attached to them. Yeah, so just wanted to ramble today, really, as I'm getting abused by Buddy.